Your perspective on life is everything. And I think a lot of people I don't know, I think this is something that people don't truly realize in life is that your perspective of everything will make or break your life. The truth is, if you have a negative perspective on life, then your life will be negative. But if you have a positive perspective on life, then your life will be positive. The truth is, the way you perceive life is what makes your life the way it is. There's so many times where I may be in a bad situation. Maybe I got hurt by someone, or something is going wrong. Maybe I'm not having luck with something. And there's times where I get caught up in the moment and I start doubting myself. Maybe my perspective is negative, but the truth is, I try my best to stop myself and understand that my perspective is everything. I stop myself and I think to myself, let me be grateful. Let me understand that everything does happen for a reason. And let me understand that if I have a negative perspective on this thing, then I'm going to be negative. And my life might not feel as good and I might not be as grateful for what I have because I'm being negative. But if I just be grateful for what I have and whatever it may be the situation is, maybe I'll feel better. And I think this is a very misunderstood concept of life, is that your perspective is everything. The truth is, if someone comes in front of me, imagine if I'm driving and someone comes in front of me. Maybe they cut me off and I yell and honk and cuss at them. I have a negative perspective and I do all that. What does that gain me? The truth is, I might have just put myself in danger. The truth is, I'm going to be bothered by that person for the rest of the day because of what they did. But if I had a positive perspective, they cut in front of me. And it's alright, whatever. Maybe they're in a rush, maybe they didn't get somewhere. And if they don't, who really cares? Why am I going to be bothered by it? As long as they didn't make me crash, as long as I wasn't in danger, whatever it may be. And even if I was, it didn't happen, what can I do about it? And it's just the positive perception of life. When someone hurts you, when someone puts you through pain, maybe you're going through a heartbreak right now. Your negative reaction to that or perspective is, oh, my life's over. Or, oh, I spent all this money on someone. Or, I wasted all this time. Or maybe, oh, I'm never going to find someone like them. Instead of bashing them and, doing all that, instead be positive about it. You know what? You may have spent all this money on someone because at a moment they were special to you. You may have, quote unquote, wasted all this time because that person was special to you. And be grateful for the time you had with them. Be grateful that it ended now so you don't waste more of your time. Enjoy it while it lasts. That's a very important concept. You know what the truth is? If you're going through that, think of it like this. You know what? The time I had with you was important. And I enjoyed it. And it is no longer. And we go our separate ways. And the positive perception of that is, you know what, life's not over. I still have to live for myself. And I enjoyed that time while it lasted, but it is what it is, Now I get to heal myself, now I get to work on myself, whatever it may be. And the reason I'm talking about this concept is because it's a little bit easier probably to engage with someone. Most of the time I like to give examples because that's really how you get people to understand. But this concept can be applied to anything. Maybe you're short on food right now. Maybe you don't have a lot of food in your house. Maybe your bills, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck or almost paycheck to paycheck. The truth is, if you're not truly at peace or happy with your life, of course, change it. And I'm a big believer in, if you're not happy with the job you're working, then go find a job that you're going to be happy at, Because life is too short to live it miserable. But a positive perspective is always important. And I do truly believe that if you have a positive perspective, in 90% of the things, your life will become better. And you will become more at peace with yourself and out with the world. If I have a positive perspective on, oh, you know what? I am kind of barely getting by, paycheck to paycheck. But you know what? I have a roof over my head. I have food on my plate. I have clothes on my back. I have a shower and a bathroom. I just gave you 1, 2, so a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in my stomach, a shower, and a toilet. A shower and a bathroom, whatever you want to say. I just gave you 5 things that you could be grateful for. And so much of the time we forget to be grateful, and it goes into your perspective. Because most of the time, if you have a negative perspective, you're probably ungrateful. But if you have a positive perspective, you learn to become grateful for what you have and grateful for the circumstances you're being dealt. Always remember that your perspective in life is everything. Whether you want to believe it or not, the way you think becomes what comes out of your mouth. What comes out of your mouth becomes something in life. Your thoughts become words, and your words become your actions, and your actions dictate your life. Always remember that.